I think there's a big stigma going on around about how you're wasting your life and you're wasting your youth. Um, and I feel like, sorry, the airplane, but I feel like so many people thinking that you need to travel while you're young. You need to you need to do this while you're young. You need to experience this while you're young. It's like, I don't know. I was talking. The reason why I'm making this video is because I was talking with a mate of mine, and we sort of just came on the topic of that why are people just traveling so young? Like, and he said you need to set a foundation before you start doing anything. And I kind of sat back and I was like, damn, like yeah. You know what? I'm gonna make a video about that later and talk about it, because he was right, and it is true. There's just so much. There's so much content out there, and so much people with a lot of money experiencing all the nice things that you want to do. So whether if it's traveling, whether if it's getting a car, whether if it's just doing anything, people always want more. It's always never enough, and they want it fast. They don't see slow growth as growth. They see it as nothing because they're like, well, these guys, it happened to them quick. Like, why not me? Like, you just need to not be in a rush. Um, a lot of people are very quick to that. I feel like nowadays it's honestly, it is social media that ruins it for everyone, including me, because believe me, I still am sometimes, but I catch myself. But I still am sometimes thinking about, like, man, yeah, I should really travel here while I'm young. It's like, but then what? Like, I have nothing to come back to. Like, it's kind of pointless. And I wanted to sort of talk a bit more about slow growth. How, like, when I'm making my TikToks, when I'm making my shorts, when I'm making my Instagram reels, or even these videos, like, a lot of people want to post that video and just be like, yeah, this is the one. I have a good feeling this is the one. But then randomly, you could just post the most randomest, out of context, just unedited video, and that would go viral. Like, it's really, really funny how that type of stuff works. And I now realize that just posting anything helps everything in no matter way. Like, it's just, you gotta realize, if you want to post. Do what you need to do. Whether if it's not even about that niche that you want to follow. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. If there's a video idea, if there is something to talk about, if there's something to make, I want to make that video and I want to just get it out there, because I feel like if I don't, I'm going to be having a lot of regrets. And lately I've been thinking to myself, I don't want to live my life with regret, so I'm just going to keep going. And one big thing that early on in my progress to, I guess, social media, um, is to take the small wins and try and think of them as growth and progress. Don't look at it as like oh man, I only got 200 views on that video, man. Like, what? All these other people getting like 30k, 100, 1 million. And it's like, well, still, that's 300 people watched you, man. That's 300 people. You sit them in a room, man. That's a lot of people. So you gotta understand that, right? You gotta understand the numbers. Okay? That is another big thing for us humans. Numbers. And it is kind of hard to see numbers when you're just looking at it from a screen. But then if you try and put it into a mental mind and you try and imagine those numbers, then it actually kind of seems a bit more realistic. And you're like, oh, okay, maybe it might be slow growth, but it's not like I'm getting zero, right? So when you're making videos or anything, as long as it's not zero, there's still progress. Think about it. The one viewer that viewed your video could have followed you, could have subscribed. It could have even been like a millionaire that just watched your video and was just like, yeah, hell yeah, subscribe, and then hit you up. You just don't know. That's why you have to just keep on posting, because the more you post or whatever, the more you get out there, right? So basically, that's what I'm trying to do. And coming back to the main topic is I feel no obligation to be in a rush. I don't feel like I'm wasting my time, because I am so focused on myself and realizing that the biggest thing that I need to focus on is myself, improving. How healthy can I be? How, good looking can I be? Like, how can I look after myself and help my body get better with everything? Like, how can I improve on something? And I'm realizing that the more you actually focus on yourself, the more you realize that you actually quite like being by yourself and not around others, right? I learned that quite a while back ago, but since I've sort of I moved out of the house from my parents and family and that, and you sort of realize a bit more when you're by yourself that it's very like calming. It's very, you can just do whatever you want. It's so good. So many people feel like they have to go and chase, girls or guys, and they have to go be with them. Yeah, they have to get in a relationship, because it's like, oh, I need to get in a relationship. I need to do this. I need to get married. I need to do all this stuff. But then they get into those relationships, and now I realize what went wrong. Did you even try and find yourself before you found someone else? Did you at least try and know who you are as a person before accepting another person's life into your life? And now you have to worry about them, and now you have to worry about their feelings, and now you have to worry about their mental state. So, just putting it out there for you guys, I feel like when you're young, especially when you're young, to devil into relationships is a very tricky thing. Sometimes you need them, sometimes you don't. I'm not saying to not have them, I'm just saying it helps knowing yourself, getting to know yourself before you even start. Okay? Because that's why so many people, when they break up with someone, they feel like they are nothing, and they have nothing, which is kind of true, because they've been with them for so long and they never really thought about trying to find themselves or who they are. Then they sort of just turned into nobodies, and then found, other substances to maybe try and help them out, or maybe just went a different path and got into the gym and started working out, and now they're jacked. There's so much outcomes to life itself and how you treat it. And my main goal is to definitely try and see how I can maximize getting to know myself, who I am, and realizing that, it's okay to, just chill by yourself. Don't put being lonely. Don't put I'm alone. Don't put me being by myself. It's not. It's not. Why is that? Why are we putting labels on stuff? Because when you try and label something, mentally in your mind, it changes everything. if you say I am depressed, you will be depressed. That's what I'm trying to get at. If you like being alone, oh, I love being alone, then you do. It's as simple as that, people. Don't. Social media is poison, and it is slowly dripping through you, through your veins, and eventually there will become a point where you will have enough, and you'll just be like, holy shit, wow, yeah, I'm a piece of shit, wow, I'm so lonely. This is why I only go on social media to post, or I do it for a very, very small amount of periods, because I feel like when I'm on there, I get like a little small dose of anxiety, a little bit of depression, and all of that stuff. And I know those are strong words, and it's like, well, how can you get that from just watching fucking videos on the internet? It's like, well, because you're listening to it and it's affecting you. If it's not affecting you, you are a robot. You're not human. Every video we see and consume, it affects us. I hit my mic, whoops. Yeah, well, that went on a massive tangent. I went on a massive tangent, I should say, down the rabbit hole a bit, spiraling around. But you know, I kind of like these videos where I ramble a lot and rant, because there's a lot of things that I like saying and speaking to, but I just feel like I have no one to really speak to about, because I feel like no one else really relates to the stuff that I say. So hence why I make these videos and post them, so I can try and, you know, have someone else out there to, you know, try and relate with me and just understand where I'm coming from, and, you know, maybe if they can somehow, you know, treat this as like a learning lesson, or they just like listening to it, that I'm all ears. You know, like, and this isn't pointing to anyone. I'm not pointing this at anyone, and I'm not saying to do it right now. I'm not saying to do this, do that. I'm not trying to do that. I just want you guys to listen. Just think about it. Just think about what you're doing. Are you actually focusing on yourself, or are you just pushing everything away? That's all I've got to say. Alright, well, I think that's enough rambling. Time is the time. Yeah, that's enough. Alright. See you guys in the next one.